we had to sketch the graph of each line. So in number 1, you were starting with the line y equals negative 2x minus 2. In order to graph or sketch that line, you wanted to first look at the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the p-value. So in this case, our y-intercept was negative 2. So the first point you should have plotted on your graph was negative 2. And then at that point, you should have used or applied the slopes. And in this case, our slope was negative 2. So you went down to right 1, down to right 1, or up to left 1, up to left 1. When graphing on your test, I need to see 3 clear points. I need to see 3 clear points and arrows at the beginning and the end. So when we draw a linear equation or a graph of a linear function, each line goes in both directions infinitely. So you must draw me in arrows. I need to know that you know. So like people have a tendency to just draw in a line and they kind of leave it like that. You will lose a point for that. That could be a line segment. Doesn't tell me that it is continuous in opposing directions. The arrow indicates continuity. Okay, same with number 2. Y-intercept is negative 2, and your slope is negative 1. Okay, for 3 and 4, these 3 was in standard form. So if you get an equation of a line in standard form, in order to graph that, you want to find your x and y intercepts. So again, just good practice to find the x-intercept. You set y equal to 0. So in this case, if we were finding the x-intercept, it would be 2x minus 5 times 0 equals 5, or 2x equals 5, and x equals 5 halves, which is 2.5. And we can see that when y is 0, x is in fact at 2.5. To find your y-intercept, you want to make x equal to 0. So you would set 2 times 0 minus 5, y equals 5. 2 times 0 is 0. Divide by negative 5, and we get y equals negative 1. And we can see that's our y-intercept over here. So again, for your next quiz on this, I would anticipate that you can find your x and y-intercepts as well as graph equations of lines. Number 4, that is considered a vertical line. So this is a vertical line. If I asked you for the slope, the slope of a vertical line is undefined. The slope of a vertical line is undefined. Okay, 5 and 6. So 5 and 6, these aren't in any equation of a line form that we know. If you were looking at number 5, you could put that into standard form. So you would have negative 2x minus 8y equals negative 32. Your a value in standard form can't be negative. So you divide everything or multiply everything by negative 1. And in standard form, that would be 2x plus 8y equals 32. And again, if you found your x-intercept, that would be 2x equals 32, or x equals 16. And the y-intercept would be when x is equal to 0, so it's 8y equal to 32, or y equals 4, which again we can see right here as our plotted point. And we also know that the slope from standard form is always negative a divided by b. So in this case, negative 2 divided by 8, or negative 1/4. And if you compare our graph, it goes down 1 and right 4. Okay, and similarly in number 6, you could move over your terms. So maybe we subtract 1/4 y, giving x plus a half. We know that we can't have that fraction, so you multiply everything by negative 4 to make the y value a positive whole number. So then that gave y equals negative 4x minus 4 times a half is 2. And we can see here y-intercept negative 2. And my slope is going up 4 and left 1, or down 4 and right 1. Okay, write the standard form of the equation given the slope and a y-intercept. So again, the slope tells you negative a over b. So you could actually plug that in. The problem is you don't know c. So in order to get standard form given a slope and a y-intercept, you could plug into y equals mx plus b, and then go about solving for standard form. So you should have started with slope-intercept and solved for standard. Same with here, that would have been y equals 9x plus 4, and you should have manipulated it to standard. So again, this is slope-intercept, and this is standard. I will specify on tomorrow's quiz which form I want. Okay, there's 9 to 14. And down at the bottom, 15 through 20. Yep. Because I changed the directions. Yeah. So, like right here. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I felt like it asked so much for standard and I couldn't edit it, so I forgot I wrote on it. So slope-intercept would have given you y equals, thank you, negative x plus 2. And here you would have had y equals negative 1 over 7x plus 26 over 7. 17, it would have looked like y equals negative x minus 1. And 18, you had y equals positive 5x plus 4. Okay, and then down at the bottom, we had to write them in parallel or perpendicular form. So we know that if two lines are parallel, their slopes are the same. So that meant when I was picking this that I wanted my slope to be 2/3. So then my equation was y minus 0 equals 2/3 x. X minus, and then you had to distribute your 2/3 to the 2. So you got 4/3. Since it was my minus, that kind of went away. So in slope-intercept form, it is y equals 2/3 x minus 4/3. In standard form, 2x minus 3y equals 4. And number 20, same thing, they're parallel. So I know right away my slope has to be negative 3/2 x. And then in this case, my y-intercept was 1. And then down at the bottom, if they're perpendicular, then my slope is the opposite reciprocal. So if the original slope is negative 2/7, my slope is a positive 7/2. Here the slope is negative 1, so my slope is positive 1. So then in slope-intercept form, that was y equals x minus 5. And this gave y equals 7/2 x minus 3. Questions at all on any of those? Okay. Then what we're going to do today is play a game of bingo to kind of review for your assessment tomorrow. So what I did is I already made for you the bingo boards. All you have to do is kind of find the answer on the bingo board. You can shade over the board lightly. It's not like I need to use these again. I will be posting the bingo game on Fusion. So like if we don't finish, you could still use it for practice and know that these are all the correct answers. Spencer, I need you to take your head down. Thank you. Did I give you a board? I didn't think so, did I? I got you. It's harder for you to get up than you don't want. All right, so if you want, on the back of your bingo board or on a sheet of notebook paper, I do kind of take the first few slides just to go over the key formulas, the key ideas, and the key concepts that we're going to talk about. So one of the first things I like to do is just review slope-intercept form. If you're good at math, maybe you're not so good at memorizing words. So it's important to know in math, though, the different forms that I'm asking you for. So slope-intercept form of a line is y equals mx plus b. So if I ask you for the slope-intercept form, your answer needs to be in y equals mx plus b form. Recall that the m represents the slope. There are times where I ask for slope and people try to write the x value with it. The x is not part of the slope. So if I ask you for the slope of the line, do not put an x with your number. Slope is simply a number. And the b value represents the y-intercept. Remember that the y-intercept occurs when x is 0, and it's where the graph crosses on the y-axis. So the y-intercept is on the y-axis. Standard form. Standard form is ax plus by equals c, where we have a couple rules. Our a value must be a positive number. Our a value must be a positive number. And a, b, and c must be integers. Remember, by the definition of an integer, that is not a fraction or a decimal. We can find the equation of a line given 2 points. So we find the equation of a line given 2 points by calculating the slope. So if you're given 2 points, you need to find the slope using y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then you need to use the points of the slope to substitute into the final equation, which is point slope formula, which is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So we use point slope formula and our point to get the equation of a line by plugging in m and our point. Our intercepts are really ordered pairs. So when I ask you for the intercepts on a quiz, I am asking you for an ordered pair. So the x-intercept being 4 is really the ordered pair for 0. A y-intercept of -2 is really the ordered pair 0, -2. So we like to talk about mathematical points as ordered pairs. You could use x and y intercepts to find slope. So first problem on our bingo boards. Name the slope and y-intercept of each equation. Name the slope and y-intercept of each equation. So you're kind of looking for an m equals and a b equals. So your answer on your bingo board is going to be an m equals and a b equals. And I'll give you the first one, but from here on out, since the answers are on your boards, there's only like 3 or 4, so I think there's like 24 bingo spaces, and I have 28 questions, so there might be 3 or 4 you don't have. Okay. I'm hitting next. There you go. There you go. Name the slope and y-intercept. And again, if I come on a question and you don't know the answer or you can't find it, do not hesitate to ask. I will gladly go over any of these. Okay, now I want you to give me the equation of the line in slope-intercept form, given a slope and a point. So given the slope and a point, write the equation of the line. Okay, given a line is horizontal and goes through the point 3, 5, write the equation of the line. So again, you need to know, what does it mean for a line to be horizontal? Okay, write the equation of a line given a slope and a point. Trying to change slides. There we go. Okay, again, what does it mean for a slope to be 0? What type of line does that create? Okay, now we want to write the equation of the line given the graph. So I try to show you on there, here's the y-intercept, and then the red tells you you're up and over to your x-intercept. Okay, here's another graph. Tell me its equation. And we should be getting close to a bingo very soon. Okay, now you're given a slope and a point. Write the equation of a line given a slope and a point. Write the equation of the line passing through -3, 2 with slope -1 in standard form. Sorry, you cannot win twice. Or you can use your same bingo again. Okay. X plus 5. Okay, write the equation of the line that goes through the two given points. Does anybody need more time? Okay. Is everybody okay? We know how to do these ones. So we should all ace tomorrow's test. Be your last probably big grade of this 9 weeks. So if you're sitting on that border, okay, write the equation of the line with slope undefined and x-intercept equal to 2. Okay. Write the equation of the line with x-intercept 3 and y-intercept 2. So now you have x-intercept 3 and y-intercept 2. So again, your x-intercept is like the 0.30. Your y-intercept is like the 0.02. So you needed to use those 2 points to find your slope. So you needed to use those 2 points to find your slope. And then once you did that, you knew the b value was 2. So you should have got your slope was negative 2/3 and your p value was 2. Yeah. Okay.